Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 2 super easy and delicious recipes using some fresh produce, which is perfect for summertime, and I'm also going to be showing you how I make sun tea. Let's get into it. We're going to start out with some homemade blueberry muffins. This is definitely one of Luke's favorite. I've got about a cup here of blueberries. These are locally grown from our neighbor. Their family grows and sells them locally. You're also going to need an egg, some flour, all-purpose flour. You're going to need some oil, some baking powder, some vanilla, some regular sugar, some salt, and some sour cream. You also need milk, but I forgot to get it out, and when I went back and checked my recipe, I needed it. So first I'm just going to add in my sugar, my oil, and my eggs, and my milk, and get that all mixed together well, and then we will add in the flour. Once we got that all mixed together, we're going to go ahead and add in our flour, our baking powder, and our salt, and get that mixed together. You don't want to over mix it, just do just enough where the flour is incorporated. And then we are going to add in our sour cream. Now that we have the batter all mixed together, we're going to go ahead and add in the blueberries. Now this wasn't in the recipe, but this is something that I've done for years. I add a little bit of flour to the blueberries and I toss it in it, so that way it has a little coating on it, and it helps them stay put while they're baking, because a lot of times if you don't coat them, they're just gonna sink right down to the bottom while they're baking. So you're just gonna have like blueberries at the bottom and then your mix, muffin mix or cake mix or whatever on top. So if you toss them in some flour before you add them into your batter, it kind of gives them a coating and it helps them stay put while they're baking. Now that our batter is all mixed together, we're going to go ahead and scoop it out. I do have my oven preheated at 350, so once I get them all scooped out, I'm going to top them with a little bit of sugar, and then we'll put them in the oven and let them cook about 15-20 minutes. You just want them to cook through. Make sure a toothpick or a knife comes out clean. So what they look like when they were all done. These were so delicious, and I really liked this recipe because I feel like you could have the recipe as a base and then you could add whatever fruit you wanted to make your muffins. Next up, we're going to make some zucchini brownies. My sister-in-law has got a lot of produce coming in her garden, so she's been sending over some squash and zucchini, so I've definitely got to use it up. So we're going to make some brownies. You're going to need your zucchini, of course, some baking soda, some vegetable oil, some sugar, all-purpose flour, some baking cocoa, some vanilla, and some salt, and then, of course, your chocolate chips. First, you're going to take and shred up your zucchini. I had 2 there, which ended up being about 6 cups. So this definitely would have made like 2 batches. In a large mixing bowl, we're going to go ahead and add in our sugar, our vanilla, and our oil and get that mixed together. I will definitely have this recipe linked down below for you guys because it was amazing. Now that I have that all mixed together, we're going to go ahead and add in our dry ingredients, which is our flour, our cocoa, our baking soda, and salt. And you're just going to mix that together, and it is going to be dry, but once you add in your zucchini, that's what's going to give it the moisture. And if you notice, there is no eggs in this recipe, and y'all, I'm telling you, these came out perfect. And now we're going to add in our zucchini. It says give it a stir and let it sit for 5 minutes. Check it, give it another stir, and if it still needs more moisture, then to let it sit for another 5 minutes. The zucchini has a lot of moisture to it, and so that's what's going to kind of bring it all together, and because the juices are going to come out of the zucchini, and it's going to help make that brownie batter. Now that it has sat and it's all mixed together and it's formed a brownie batter, we're going to add in our chocolate chips, give it another mix, and get it put into a greased 9x13 baking dish. We're going to bake these at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes. You just want to make sure that a toothpick comes out clean. Here is a brownie tip. If you cut your brownies with a plastic knife, it comes out clean and they don't tear. It is so much easier than using a spatula or a regular knife. Okay, y'all already know the drill. Lights are off because it's summertime and I'm trying to keep the house cool. Luckily, I have the under the cabinet light, so I'm still able to film for you guys. And then I try to do like my baking and whatnot in the mornings, so that way it's not like right in the middle of the day mid-heat. So I can cool the house back down. And crock-pot recipes is how I can get through for supper. So we're gonna try out our zucchini brownies. I've never made zucchini brownies before. I've made zucchini bread, zucchini muffins, but I've never made zucchini brownies that I can at least remember. So I'm super excited to try this. It smells just like a regular brownie. Oh my gosh. Y'all, y'all have to try this. It is so good. So if you've seen in the clips how the batter was super dry, I read back through the recipe again, and I'll have that recipe linked down below. Y'all have to try this recipe. It said that the best way to do that recipe is with small zucchini because there's more juice in the smaller ones. So I had larger ones, as you've seen. So what I did is I took the extra that I had shredded that I didn't need for that recipe, and I squeezed it into that bowl. So I gave it that little bit of that extra moisture that it needed. And y'all seen the batter came together. Like, it looked just like brownie batter after I squeezed the juice, the extra zucchini juices in there. And so it made it, you know, the consistency that it needed to be. Now, this is more of like a cake-like brownie instead of a fudgy brownie, but y'all, it is so good. Y'all have to try this. It is amazing. Wow. I can't. I'm gonna try to give Winston one and see if he can tell the difference. I can't taste the zucchini in there at all. I can't see it. I can't taste it, but it is delicious.
You ready?
Okay, go. Is it good? Do you really like it? They're good, aren't they? Guess what?
What?
It has veggies in it. It has vegetables. It has zucchini in it. Can you believe that? It's so good, isn't it? Like I said, these were absolutely delicious. You could not even tell that there was zucchini in there. We are going to make some sun tea. I'm so excited. I have not made sun tea in so long, and I seen it come up on my TikTok For You page, and I was like, oh my gosh, why have I not made that in forever? So we're going to make some today. I will have a recipe link down below for you guys, but y'all, it is super easy. Just tea bags and water and put it outside. Now, I don't have a gallon glass jar, so I'm going to use 2 of these quart jars, and I'm just going to take and put my tea bags in here. I'm using the let's see, Citrus Sunrise, which I'm super excited about that. It's going to be so refreshing. So I'm going to do, it said 6 to 10 tea bags for a gallon. So I'm just going to do like 4 for each of these, and I think that will be plenty. So I filled it up with cold water, got my tea bags in there, and I'm just going to take my lids, put my lids on there, and then we're just going to sit them out in the sun. You want to sit them out for at least 6 hours, but of course it can be longer or less time. It's just going to depend on how strong you want your tea, and you can kind of judge that based on the color as, you know, it sits outside as you check on it. So I went out and checked on it all throughout the day, kept moving them down the porch as the sun was going down, but here's what it looks like. Of course, you can pull it whatever time you want, depending on how strong you want your tea. And here I'm just going to take the tea bags out and add in some sugar, mix it together, and then just let it sit and cool, because it is pretty warm since it's been out in the sun all day. And then I just put it in the fridge, and it is so good. And nobody in my house likes herbal tea except for me, so I had this all to myself. And that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. These were definitely perfect recipes for produce that is coming in if you've got a garden or if you buy from a local farmer's market. I'm definitely trying to do that, support some local farmers right now. And then, like I said, my sister-in-law has a ton of vegetables coming in her garden, so she's sending them my way. We're definitely going to have some more fresh produce recipes coming your way. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.